Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a very special Rob Loves Arguing live from the tunnels. Can we get it?
Oh, wait. Oh.
Tunnel. I didn't know if we could. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Live for you guys. This will be, what's the date right now? You're right? You good? All right. Do you have the new drop?
Oh, fuck. I forgot about the drop.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
That's all right.
Who knows? Maybe I can find it before the end of the podcast.
So we are here in the new digs. They're not finished yet. We're not really ready to expose you to exactly where we'll be recording from now on, but this gives you a little bit of an idea going forward. So yeah, I've been down here a lot. I'm in a basement so much, I don't even know it's Christmas currently right now. Like I feel like me and Baby Ken get out of here and are like, oh yeah, it's the holidays are coming.
You know what, though? I just thought of this. You guys should be filming all of this because there's so much content on YouTube of couples who bought a bus, van life. This is different, basement life.
Listen, yes, and I applaud those couples for being able to do that and not feel like grimy, gross pieces of shit. Do you understand how well intentioned we were? Just come over for a second. How well intentioned we were on recording all of this and whatever. You won't come here for a second. You're fine. She doesn't want to be recorded like this because she looks like this in it, and then so we can't make.
You guys are anti-military, but she has cargos.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, those are specifically IDF pants, and we don't want to get canceled before we were even open. You just look scummy. Like it's just you never actually. All those people are lying. Like literally after this, I'm going to do a little bit of work on the stage in this so we can videotape it for specifically that so I can lie to you and pretend. Do you understand the bummy, saggy ass fucking jogging pants I'm wearing while I'm working on this place? We've stained the floor, we sealed it, we painted things, we painted the ceiling, I've cut the stage, I put up slack wood, we did wallpaper in the room. I mean, I did concrete leveling in this place. Ooh. So it's not as sexy as you think it might be. Every so often I'm cutting a piece of wood, like almost needlessly, and she comes over and mentions it's hot, but like the rest of it's not. Nothing about me being in like fucking pulled up jogging pants in concrete. That's like, yeah, let's put this out to the world. But, we will put out a very selectively edited video that you'll see one day of us working on the place. But I don't know. Listen, well, fuck it. Let's just talk about the place in the beginning. Yeah. It is not a comedy club. Yucks. Listen. Will some comedy happen around the periphery of the place? Yeah, of course. I'm a comedian and whatever. But like this podcast and things, of course, some things are going to happen sometimes, but that's not what it is. This is inside of what will be Catacombs Cabaret in fucking 3 days. And
3 days?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine. Don't make that face.
No. And it's not my lack of belief in you. That's crunch. You guys are crunching.
Yeah, but you also should have seen what it looked like 3 days ago. It's like we're at a stage now where pretty much everything is like a massive, like, what one of these things that don't look like a big deal took will be like that much work is like the entire venue finished. Right. It's just not as much left as you think it would be. But yeah, the first show is magic. The second show is a seance. I just want to make that very clear because I would love to not lose all of my yucks work, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be cool. We have a lot of cool things planned. If you're a wrestling fan, we have the Blue Meanie coming for the Royal Rumble. We have a lot of cool things, but I don't want to overly talk about this pit yet. Let's get a couple of cool shows out under the way. It is, but yeah, it was fun doing actual like work. It's stressful, but like ultimately this did look like a piece of shit before we got here. And Let's just hope we didn't just make a fucking landlord a bunch of money on renovations, but whatever. That's the worst case scenario.
I was thinking about that when I saw how big this place was. I'd go. I'm glad he went to you guys, but where I would go with this is, I would rent this out to maybe 5 to 500 Indians.
Yes, well, that's obviously so they were pretty. You have to understand when you rent a place like this, the first thing they're checking for is to make sure you're not stuffing Indians in it, because that's everyone's first assumption.
Sure, yeah,
is that you're going to put. I mean, the amount of Indians you could put into this place,
it's so much.
Is pretty insane.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference now that I have a venue? What do you think the difference is between? Oh, by the way, I wanted to say at the top of this. Watch to the end of this episode because we're going to play a video at the end of the episode that is getting banned everywhere, and we want to see if we can sneak it in. So pay attention. When the episode's done, we're going to play the Harry Trice interview on 69 Hours.
Wait, because of the young kids. Say 67.
67. Yeah. We're going to, 6-7 hours, 6-7 days, we'll call it.
Yep.
The program that Harry Trice now hosts. We're going to play the unedited video of the people from C-Section in La Bavador. Anyway, so that'll be hidden. That'll be hidden in the end of the video. We're gonna splice that in, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later on. But so, what is the surface like in the last little bit, Sanker? Because I've been living in basement life and tunnel life.
Well, a lot of Christmas shopping.
Just as Bari Weiss would want it. Sorry. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, Hanukkah's shopping.
Well, I was saying tunnel life.
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but she appreciates Christmas shopping. Jews, as much as they're Jewish, they love capitalism. So,
Good deal.
Yeah. So, how was your Christmas shopping?
It's all right. It's not as bad as I remember. I think I took off a few years where I just Amazoned everything. And I went to Vaughan Mills Mall. If you're listening in the U.S., it's the greatest mall, better than Mall of America. That's
what
I'm just joking.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's an all right mall.
It's a good mall.
It's a fine mall.
Maybe it wasn't bad enough for me to make that sarcastic. I'll go with Centerpoint Mall in North York. That is the best, greatest mall of all time.
You want to know a crazy thing, and maybe this isn't uncommon, but it did hit us in a weird way. The KFC in Vaughan Mills opens at 11 a.m.
Oh, wow.
That seems wild. I get that they're allowed to.
Yeah.
But do you have to? You know what I mean? Like, give everybody an hour. You shouldn't legally be... When you, realize how many laws are in place for things, but then you look at things like that where you're like, but I can just buy fried chicken at 11 a.m.? Like, why is that not illegal?
I've had some early lunches, so I can understand...
Have a healthier early lunch. If this is your second meal of the day, have some chickpeas.
Hey, the Toasted Twister has lettuce, tomatoes.
You could even argue the Double Down. What was the caloric intake of the Double Down? Because everyone made fun of it, but was it worse?
That's the thing. If you really think about it, you're right. It's probably not worse than a 2-patty McDonald's burger or something like that. Logically, there's more bread actually. So
Well, there's a lot of breading on that chicken, but
yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the logic is sound there. I think it was the logic of technically what they were going for. They should have sold it as health food, truthfully. It would have been better marketing had they presented the Double Down as a keto version.
Keto wasn't popular at the time.
Yeah. Have they had... You know what? Not keto, because people would have seen through that. That's too technical. They should have called it carnivore. They should have said that the Double Down was part of the carnivore diet, and I believe that probably would have been more effective, much like the Dr. Pepper 10 marketing. But, we got to a mall briefly, but the Vaughan Mills Mall, 11 a.m. for a KFC is irresponsible. You can't buy booze till 11 a.m. Why can you? You know what I mean?
Oh, too much. I got to cut out.
We just want the
Kennedy.
Yeah. But that's okay. We're getting there. Yeah, we went, me and Kennedy.
I see.
Went to.
Now I know the application. You did send me that, and I'm like, I just like that guy as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the application. I sent you. This is what's funny is when I showed her Mr. Kennedy, she was like, "How have you not shown me this yet?" And it had kind of slipped my mind. And now realizing that I sent you Mr. Kennedy and you still didn't put together that that's her name, it makes me feel a little better about not putting that together for some reason. But yeah, Mr. Kennedy, fucked over by Randy Orton. Do you know that?
Is that the reason? Because I was gonna say Mr. Kennedy is one of the biggest like disappointments where I thought he was actually a new guy that could fit in the old world and everything. He was good.
Well, so basically, from my understanding, what happened is Randy Orton said he was dangerous to work with, that he was like unsafe. Randy got like hurt on a suplex. So I don't know if you know this, but Stevie Richards has a podcast or
Yes.
like a YouTube thing, and
I watch it.
So he went over that and was like showed how safe Mr. Kennedy was during the entire thing. Let's make this a clip. And then just in case it does numbers, and then I can just give up on politics and talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, you'll learn more about politics and wrestling than you will about from politics. So, but it was a very safe suplex.
Sure.
And Randy Orton complained about it to have Mr. Kennedy fired. Mr. Kennedy was supposed to be obviously revealed as the son of Vince McMahon in that angle, which became Hornswoggle. Yep. And I believe he was also supposed to be associated with, I could be wrong, but I think he was also supposed to be associated. Remember when Mr. McMahon died?
Yes.
So, and then Chris Benoit killed his whole family, and he had to be like, "We're kidding, he's not dead." Like they had to drop the whole angle because Chris Benoit killed his family.
Yeah. Which I now look back, I guess I get it at the time, but I don't know. I look back, I'm like, there's no connection between
unrelated.
Yeah.
If Chris Benoit had blown his family up in a limousine, which I believe was the angle in which Vince McMahon died, then fair game. Yes, that's a little insensitive. But yeah, no. I mean, Mr. McMahon didn't die from the crippler crossface.
Yeah. Like if they had a storyline going at the time where one of the wrestlers murdered his whole family, and that's what made him a badass,
then you can drop it.
Drop that. Yeah.
I do believe with Muhammad Hassan and Sean Davari, I believe they had like a kidnapping and beheading angle, and then the London tunnel bombings happened, and they had to drop that angle because of the same insensitivities. But yeah, that's been Wrestling Corner. Blue Meanie, January 31st. If this works,
very excited about
come
that.
check out the Royal Rumble. Yeah, it'll be fun. You can watch in this very small space the Royal Rumble live in Saudi Arabia. For some reason, they gave him a hard time about it for a bit. That's not fair. People were mad about that for a while, that WWE went to Saudi Arabia so much.
Yeah, but still, people don't care as much about wrestling, you know?
It's not taken seriously.
Yeah.
It's not taken seriously. And it should be, because sometimes you leave wrestling and become the president of the United States for 8 years. So, you know, maybe sometimes you leave wrestling and become the biggest action star in the whole of Hollywood. Sometimes you leave wrestling and you have a sex tape where you use the N-word gratuitously, and at the end, you finish in your friend's wife and go, "Oof, I shouldn't have had so much buffet," which I contend was the more embarrassing part of the Hulk Hogan sex tape than the actual N-word stuff. But anyways, so yeah, I did. We did leave. We got out of here for like a day.
Yeah.
And it isn't very Christmassy. By the way, just to comment on what you're saying, it is not that you overestimated how bad holiday shopping was. No one holiday shops anymore. Like, it's just not bad anymore.
Right.
It's just changed. Because a combination of people like you who did it online and poverty. People just can't afford. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do if you only can afford one gift? You don't gotta spend that much time at the mall anymore. So yeah, kind of the combination of those two things has freed up a lot of, like, we went to a Costco, and we really hyped up how bad the Costco was going to be, and then it was like a very fine, pleasant experience.
Yeah.
Not enough samples, but other than that, it was fine. And there's a guy that works at Costco in Etobicoke over here who's so awesome. Just a shout out to this guy. You can hear him from aisles away because he gives out samples, and he's always like, it's gonna be a spicy, juicy Canadian special night tonight with Costco and special Canadian. He says Canadian all the time. Everything's going to be a special Canadian night. It's the best. He's literally just handing you like cut up cheese bread. And he's like, a special Canadian night here, Costco. Like, and he doesn't, like, there's no sentences. It's just positivity spews out of his
salt of the earth type of guy.
Yeah. What it just comes out of his Oriental head. So yeah, he rules. But that was not bad. And we went to the mall and whatever. It was fine. Parking wasn't even bad. We did, leaving the city a couple days ago, have a little bit of a. There was a brown guy. Have you ever just like decisively won road rage before in your life?
Like, I can think of one moment of road rage, or
no. Like, can you ever think of a time of road rage where you're like, I've won this?
WON.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've won this so clearly. Like, this is a like flawless victory of road rage.
Yeah. And it was more of a tag team situation, but the very short version of the story is I was on the highway driving with my cousin, and I almost merged into a car, but then realized what I was doing. I didn't see him, and it pulled back. And then I just kept driving. I was like, oh, that was close, or whatever. The car, which was a minivan, followed me for a long time and was like flashing their lights and whatever. So eventually I did something I probably shouldn't have done, which is I stopped on the side of the highway, and he stopped behind me. And he walked up to me and came to my cousin's window, and my cousin was there, and we're two young guys. You know, I was in better shape at the time. Everything was going for me.
Sizable still?
But still sizable. Yeah. And a guy, he must have been like, he's like a 50-year-old dad, not like a construction guy, like an office worker dad or whatever. He comes, he's like, he looked at his car. He's like, I thought you hit me, whatever. So already he's wrong because he had followed me because he thought I hit him. Never did. Yeah. And
Who thinks they were in a car accident?
It was very strange. Yeah. Now looking back, none of it makes any sense. But the win was the situation he realized he had put himself in. Now, I'm not going to beat the man to death, but he realized when he saw two young guys in a car and the way I reacted, when he said, I thought you hit me. You almost hit me. I looked at him in the face and I said, but I didn't, though. Yeah. Very serious. And you saw the fear in his eyes, and he kind of just sheepishly walked away, went back in his car and left. And there was a power I felt in that moment.
Yeah. Now, what does suck about life is he tells that story so different.
Yeah.
And that is the injustice of life. It doesn't make you want to like follow him around for the next 13 years to tell everybody in his life the correct story of what happened that day.
Yes.
Like he just wants you just want to quit your job and your life
follow him.
And just make sure everyone knows.
I assume that's most of van life is people prepping for revenge.
Yeah. Van life is just a response to extreme road rage. And you just give up all of your life and follow, and then eventually you make her your girlfriend and you kill her in a national park.
I forgot. Gabby Petito?
Gabby Petito.
Yeah.
Was it Petito? Yeah, Petito. Yeah.
I'm close.
No, it was Petito. I just remembered sometimes you need a little, just a little guy to remind yourself of stuff. Petito. Yeah. So I had a fun brown guy. First of all, it was a Volkswagen. It wasn't a BMW.
Yeah.
A turbo. Which, by the way, if if you get a turbo in your car, you're fucking trash. Like, I not to play Are You Garbage, but if you pay extra for turbo in your car, you're a piece of shit fucking loser. Like, having now driven a Tesla with some regularity. The idea that somebody is paying more money for their car to go. It's like, you're such a faggot. It's unbelievable. I'll get demonetized to call you a faggot. You're such a queer. Like, it's crazy that you would pay for such a thing. It's just, cars are fast. I don't know if you know this already, but cars are really fast. And like any of them, you can just pick any one of them, and they'll get you there. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a car on the road that isn't fast. So that's ridiculous. But so this guy had one of those. And the Volkswagens are particularly bad. They
you don't make it sound cool with your.
What is it other than a couple extra horses? But yeah, he had a Volkswagen, which is a particularly shitty turbo. And so he like goes. We're on Eglinton. So if you're not from Toronto, Eglinton has been under construction
since the dawn of time.
Well. Obama. It was the Obama during the Obama administration. I would like to believe it was actually Obama that proposed the Eglinton subway system in Toronto. But Obama puts in our subway or the LRT line. It's not even a full subway, right? It's like a made up subway or something. And I don't go that far north, but
it's an above ground line.
That's an above ground line.
This all this stuff they're talking about. It's not subway at all. And
it's 15 years.
That's part of the judgment on it lately. Is people are like, in that time, other cities have set up subway lines, and we set up an above ground. It's a streetcar.
That's fucking nuts. I thought it was at least underground.
No, it's a more regulated.
Why are there stations and stuff?
That's the thing. Because the streetcars don't even get into the station. I don't really understand the stations either.
Yeah, there's full stations.
I don't understand them. I see it all the time because I live by Eglinton.
By that, you live in the north.
Where the wild things are.
Yeah, you gotta come down to civilization. But if you're up there and you're waiting for that streetcar or whatever the fuck, you're gonna be waiting a while. But there's construction everywhere, so it goes down to one lane like all the time along Eglinton. And so this guy is like trying to, whenever there's two lanes, he's trying to rage pass everybody. And like, no one's letting him, whatever. So I gave him because you can get me emotional pretty quickly in a road rage situation. But I gave him a very clean, no look finger. We were having a nice time in the car. Like, we weren't having a bad time at all. This guy was the rage person. And very comfortable, whatever. And so he's like, trying all these things, and when I'm wronged by somebody and they get in front of me, I love high beams flashing on and off in them.
You know
what I mean? Like, give them a nice, I'll ride that for like a long time on it, and then a lot of really close red light stops. Where like at a red light, you're basically just giving a little kiss on the bumper at the end or whatever, and then conversely. If someone's behind me being a dickhead, which this person was, I'll give you a lot of brake checks. Like, I'll go down with the ship on a brake check. So he's raging out and whatever, and he finally gets aside and he wants to like have his say now. And so he's like yelling stuff. He's like I don't know, like probably our aged Indian guy, and he. Like, you can tell that like he was getting his rage out, but he was also doing like the calculations, much like that old guy in your story was doing, where he kind of looked over and was like, well, I don't really have an angle here. He's with a hot girl. He could clearly beat the shit out of me. I have this car that makes this stupid noise, but I'm stuck in traffic, so that doesn't really do me any good. And so he was just kind of defeated on every angle. And then so every time after that, and I'm a fucking psychopath, so I was like, I'll kill you. You can suck my dick. I'll fucking murder your whole family, whatever. And then we get stuck at another light, and now his energy's down because he's just stuck in traffic now. Like, there's no freedom to be an angry guy anymore. He's in front of us, and we're right behind him, and that's just how we live now. And then we get to a light where there's 2 lanes, and I get up beside him, and I pull up, and I just give him a little like, hey, remember I'm the guy from the conflict a bit ago. You remember the thing where you were like a raging angry guy a second ago, whatever? And then so I just, every time I could see him, I would just give him
a
like,
little,
are we not doing this anymore? What happened? Whatever. And then at one point we passed him, and he had his hood pulled up over his head, and I was like, destroyed. I was so happy with myself. I was just like, I didn't have to do anything stupid.
Yeah, a lot of road rage wins can come from just outlasting the other person, except when you follow them home and then they shoot you on their driveway.
Sure. Did that happen to someone you know?
No.
Okay,
no.
All right.
It's more of a, I won't say a famous case. It's not like everybody knows it, but it happened.
What was the case?
The road rage incident, imagine similar situation to yours, except for both guys are kind of amped up and whatever.
Sure. One of these guys isn't a nice Indian gentleman.
Correct. Yeah. Angry guy follows other angry guy to his house. Big mistake, because as he wants to confront him on his driveway, the guy now is in his own home and has a gun there and shoots him. Or it might have been the other way around. Followed him home and then shot them at their house.
You're like, you know what? I think I'm just describing a violent lunatic.
Yeah. Well, either one.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're
right.
Well,
if you get followed home, like there is a degree. Like, listen, not myself, but if my girl got followed home.
Yeah.
And there was a gun in the house, and there was just someone who followed her all the way home. Like, she shouldn't shoot him immediately, but like, I'd be very forgiving of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be following people around and expect there not to be repercussions, even if you are enraged by road rage because it's some Indian guy with a loud car wants to pass you needlessly in traffic. But, whatever. So, I've never gotten in a road rage situation that was like, my best one ever was.
There's video of it.
There's video of
Yeah,
nice. One time there was a guy, there was a cyclist in front of me. There was a streetcar to my left.
Oh, shoot them right away.
And a cyclist in front of me. Cyclist is fine.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. What are you going to do?
Sorry.
You're a cyclist. You exist. But he's in the way. I can't pass the streetcar because there's a cyclist, right? The guy behind me is just laying on his horn the entire time. Like, I'm just choosing, like, not to pass the streetcar and not that somebody would be murdered. So we finally get to the like past whatever, and he's still like raging and does some crazy fucking thing to get around me or whatever. But he comes up to a red light, and I had been enjoying a nice California banana, and I had put that banana back. It was already in me, but I had just a nice little banana peel sitting there. So I was turning right at the lights that he was in the left lane stuck at. Mm-hmm. And so I made a nice little toss. This is a beautiful summer day. I want you to picture this. Beautiful summer day. I'm driving on the right side of him. He's got windows down, his pooch in the driver's seat. He's, stuck at a red light thinking, I just chumped this guy with this crazy move that I just did. And wouldn't you know, through his back rear passenger window, this banana peel comes soaring through, which his dog notices first, by the way. I caught Pooch's eyes first. Pooch looking at this banana like, what's this thing coming through? It went rear passenger window right into driver face. Mm-hmm. It was fucking perfect. Yeah. Got him pure banana peel, made my right turn clean, and got out of there. So nice. But anyways.
Oh, actually, I just remembered. I have a great road rage story involving not me, but another comic.
Okay.
Now, you probably don't remember him or know him because he never got famous, and he left. He got a girl pregnant, and she went back to the Caribbean where she's from, and he followed her to raise the baby.
Okay.
Great story.
Is he a white?
White guy. He's a white.
All right.
He moved. She was from Barbados, I think, and he went to go live there, and
shout out the comic. We might
Yeah. Sean Gilchrist.
I think I had him on Facebook.
Yeah. He was an actor, comedian. Okay. He was whatever. Anyway,
that is a white name to move to Barbados.
Yeah. He was a real white guy. He was from
that guy is sunburnt now.
Yeah. He was from Nanaimo, BC.
Yeah, he is sunburned on Christmas. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
So we were doing spots at like open mics and whatever, and he was driving me around. And we're on Bloor Street heading east towards Danforth. And he gets cut off, but something set him off. It was a cab driver. He starts now racing, following this cab driver from being cut off. So this is a one-sided road rage. It's only he's getting next to him and he's yelling. Now the cab driver's yelling back or whatever. But it was only because Sean is like in it, raging hard. Yelling, following, and I'm here like a battered girlfriend, going like, "Oh my god, oh my god,
just be safe, please."
Yeah. And then he gets close to the thing. He rolls down his window, and then he starts searching for things in his center console to throw at the car.
Yeah.
So at first he's got change, so he's hitting the back window with change, and the taxi cab brakes for a second, but then like just decides, fuck this, I need to get out of here because this guy's scaring me now, and he drives off. Sean is still following him. Now he's picking up, it looked like candy cane or something like that. Crushed candy cane.
Good choice. So a good car chucking candy.
Starts chucking at the back window, hitting the back of his thing. Followed the guy probably for a good, in a car chase. 5 minutes is a long time.
A long time, yeah. You get a good distance in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then the car got off at Mount Pleasant, and he went towards the Danforth.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a real psycho moment. It was great.
Yeah, but when you're not the psycho, as long as you feel safe. Hey, baby, are you listening? Did you feel in danger at any point during the incident with the brown gentleman? No. Sick. Okay, good. Just checking.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's right.
Shut up.
Kennedy. So,
it's already better than mine, because mine is...
oh, come on. It's engaging. You know what I mean? It's athletic sounding.
Yeah. And there's what is called? There's like a wait for it and a reveal, which is the splash. Yeah. So people love it.
Is it a roller coaster? Is it an anchor?
That's true.
You'll never know.
There's a lot of it that sounds like a roller coaster.
It's quite roller coaster in a way, but and a reminder again, if halfway point or whatever we're at, we are going to play the unedited Bari Weiss footage. Shit. Trary Heist 67. Fuck.
That's okay, but we're close enough in the center.
Yeah. I feel the robots that search for that probably aren't. What I should have done is made an episode so boring that not even a robot could have made it to the end.
Yeah.
And then it would have been possible to hide the unedited footage. It is fun that footage is like contraband. Like, it is so easy.
Very fun.
Man, when I heard about, have you seen the video where they, the guy like wants his he's like naked and he gets beheaded, and then they like use his head to suck the guy's dick or whatever. You see that video?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, it's super easy to find. I will say it was far easier to find the unedited full video of the guy getting beheaded while he was like, and then fed to himself. That's what it was.
Yeah,
they were like cutting parts of himself off and then feeding it to him, and then they beheaded him, and then they had him suck his own dick maybe with his head, or something.
And this is on Jackass 6?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Steve-O. They cut off Steve-O's head. We wish. That video far, far easier to find than this unedited 60 minutes clip, which, so what do you know about this so far? Anything, or just what I've told you on the drive up? Okay. So here, let me set the scene for you a little bit. So you're familiar, what do you know about Bari Weiss?
I just first heard the name when Barry got some job. Here's the first thing. Only 60% sure it's a woman.
Yes. You nailed a lesbian, though, which makes it fair that you didn't entirely know.
Yeah. It's also the name Barry.
Yeah.
Depending on the spelling, it's a woman or a man. Got some job recently, and people were mad because Barry is very pro-Israel, and they gave that job to someone so pro-Israel, but I don't remember what job it is.
So, okay, I'll fill you in. So, Bari Weiss, I believe, was formerly a New York Times person, but
Gotcha.
she was kind of like the conservative New York Times person, but were kind of reasonable. They would come at a lot of like cancel culture is bad, but also like,
let's not go too far.
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
like they were sort of a good moderate voice
Sure.
for a period of time, as long as you weren't discussing beheading Gazan children.
Sure.
And so, but it was as much reasonable good work as you do. Boy, if you just really love beheading Gazan children, there's a place for you in this business. And so she had a podcast that was doing pretty mediocre numbers, and like, you know, I don't what's related to comedy, and I don't know. Does Doug Benson still do a podcast?
That's okay. You know what? I'm already with you. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
But you're
like,
right. Yeah.
Whatever Doug Benson's numbers were, like Doug Benson and Bari Weiss. Not Doug. You've always been a really nice guy to me. And also the show is, if you're not familiar with why the show is called Rob Loves Arguing, it was because I was actually working with Doug Benson quite a bit at the time, and I thought it would be a funny little annoyance to call the show Rob Loves Arguing because he had Doug Loves Movies, which I was a guest on a few times, and so this whole show, oddly enough, is a Doug Benson reference.
This show is a parody of
It's this is actually
satire.
The world's number one. We should really put this in the liner notes. This is the world's number one Doug Benson satire podcast.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe even over his own now. But, you know, so Barry was doing Doug Loves Movies numbers. Not Come Town. You know what I mean? She wasn't doing Theo Vaughn numbers. But she was doing a nice Doug Loves Movies, early podcast days.
Sure.
And so they gave her $500 million, as you do. To be fair, they did the same thing with Chris Hardwick. Like, there was really no difference. Yeah. They gave Chris Hardwick $500 million fucking dollars, and what the fuck did he have? Oh, all the productive shit they got with the nerd. What the fuck happened there?
To Chris Hardwick?
Yeah, I've never really thought about. I know he got canceled.
He got canceled.
But did he really though? You know what I mean?
Well, I think he got mildly canceled because he wasn't famous enough that he was a weird cancellation that they canceled him, but and then he wasn't that famous, so no one noticed, and then he could easily get booked at comedy clubs. I don't know if that. I'm assuming that's what's happening.
He doesn't stand up anymore, does he?
Well, I don't know, but I would say this: if he's listening, and we know that he is, he could do comedy right now, and no one would notice.
Absolutely. I'll book you here.
Yeah.
You want to play Catacombs, Chris? You know me, and you remember my name, which was actually the weirdest thing about you, Chris. I got to be honest with you. Your whole story is very interesting. The whole was on MTV.
Yeah.
Then he was a fat alcoholic, and then Jon Stewart made fun of him, and then he. So what my belief is, and I believe this about Doug Benson as well, or not Doug Benson. Fuck, sorry.
Bari Weiss?
Pete Davidson.
Big cocks, both of them.
That's they're How to Win Friends and Influence People, or whatever that book is. So because and by the way, maybe this is my own insecurity, but they both remembered my name in situations where they for sure didn't need to remember my name.
Sure.
So I always kind of was like, there's a reason for that. But maybe also I should just be remembering more people's names.
I'm not a fan of that.
I just can't do it. As a comic, you meet so many fucking people. And that's why I was like, I worked with Chris Hardwick one weekend. And then like I saw him like 3 years later and he knew everything that had transpired between us. Like I was like, that's insane. And Pete Davidson, same. Although he had maybe just been tipped off of my name right before.
Sure, he might have pulled a, hey, what's that guy's name again? You know?
I think that was very possible that he pulled one of those. But kind enough of a person to bother pulling the what was his name again move. I think that's even enough in its own right.
Good point.
But so Bari Weiss is doing Doug Loves Movies. She's doing the 12 Jews at Christmas or whatever at the Gramercy Theater, and she gets $500 million. Sorry, it's a Hardwick thing. Does anything from the Nerdist still exist?
He was Nerdist.
He was the Nerdist. He sold the Nerdist podcast network for $500 million.
Yeah, I think I still listen to some Nerdist related stuff.
What is a
on
Nerdist?
YouTube?
Hold on, we got
I'm telling you, it still exists on YouTube.
What did Chris Hardwick sell the Nerdist Podcast Network for? And what the fuck has happened to him and it since? Live chat GPTing is maybe the highest form of podcasting, but let's see, because nice guy, sold all the shows. He did Talking Dead. He did whatever. He wasn't an annoyance in a way where that was the era of attractive nerds. That's where like hot guy nerds started, where, because he was a conventionally, handsome guy. Okay, in July 2012, Legendary Entertainment acquired Nerdist Industries, but the exact sale was never publicly disclosed. That's not true. It was $500 million.
Maybe not by. Maybe it's a leak.
He sold it for X. That's bullshit. I remember Hardwick's contract with Legendary expired late 2007, to which he chose to take the Nerdist podcast with him. The Nerdist name Hardwick rebranded the podcast to Idiot with Chris Hardwick in 2018 and moved to its own venture, Idiots or whatever. Huh. Wow. So he really, man, what an interesting journey that he's been on. He was in this like MTV thing that was a bubble, and he like cashed in, I'm sure. I mean, even when Jon Stewart made fun of him, I'm sure Chris Hardwick wasn't doing that badly. Like, he probably was still cashed in on that bubble. And then now, like, what a smart move to sell off in the beginning of all of it. Like, whatever. He didn't even have to shill for Israel to get that paycheck. Like, he could have said whatever he wanted for Israel. He still got all that money.
I'm telling you, I would sell literally anything I own almost immediately.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will never, no matter what price Israel gives me, give this podcast over to Israel. I'm going to stand on my principles no matter what the dollar figure. They could email me at rmaillouxcomedy@gmail.com with whatever offer they want. They could hit my socials. I mean, and if they hit my socials, I'll give them my phone number. They could present whatever they wanted to me. I am not going to cave to Israel in the end, because I stand on my principles, and there's just not enough money in the world they could offer me, even with such a low viewership, to change my stance on that. So I'm just saying, Israel, try. Give it a shot. Shoot me a check. Don't come in low thinking that this is just satire and that I would accept a deal. Understand, under no circumstance will I ever kowtow to you, no matter how much monetary compensation and how much you make my life easier and the people that I love's life easier. And no matter how much I could use that one particular issue that doesn't really affect me to then help a bunch of other issues that I probably actually do truly care more about in most times, because like this whole Israel thing has been going on for a long time anyways, and I didn't really give a shit for the most part. I mean, I picked a side, but I didn't really care. Anyways, the point is, no amount of money you could offer me, definitely not the $7,000, which, by the way, I think, do you think that now, remember when Learn to Code was a reason to get banned off of stuff? Do you not remember this?
Learn to Code.
So the Learn to Code thing was, there was like, they went to like, I'm going to butcher the exact details, but basically they went to like all these Appalachian fucking places that like had lost all their jobs, like all these truck drivers and fucking iron workers and miners and all these shit. And then their solution was Learn to Code.
Sure.
And so then on Twitter, Learn to Code became like you could just, instead of saying the N-word, you could just say Learn to Code. Like, it became like their thing. They would just spam people with Learn to Code, because it was their version. It was Appalachia's version of Let Them Eat Cake.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was it was Democrats going, Learn to Code. You'll be fine. And it's like, I'm 57 years old with no education or teeth. Like, I'm probably not going to learn to code, but thank you. So that became the thing. I wonder if the $7,000 thing is going to start being that, where we're going to start getting kicked off of social media platforms. Because the thing is, like, if you stand, we'll use some young people terminology. If you stand for Israel, people will say you got the $7,000 check because apparently people were getting like $7,000 checks for saying nice things about Israel. I don't even know where that fucking necessarily comes from in the end. Here, we're going to live chat. We should just call this podcast ChatGPT Live. Hey, you know how people will, if you say something nice about Israel, will say you got $7,000? Where does that come from again? But yeah, so extrapolate that $7,000 out to $500 million, and that's what Bari Weiss got for. And then the Ellisons, who are like the Jewiest, like they love Israel the most or whatever. They're $1 billion Michael Rappaport. They really love Israel. They bought Paramount. So now, this whole Bari Weiss thing. So just to catch everybody up on the Bari Weiss situation really quick. And again, we are going to play the unedited version at the end of the podcast and see if this gets taken down. So Paramount, we discussed a few episodes ago. I like the episode continuity here. Is trying to acquire Warner Brothers with a hostile takeover, and take it from Netflix.
Yeah.
Bari Weiss probably just cost them that deal. So Paramount is very friendly with Trump.
Right.
They're also very friendly with Bibi Netanyahu. They basically exist at this point. Paramount is essentially the propaganda arm of the IDF. Paramount used to own Wonderland, the Disney, our theme park. Days. We used to be able to go on Top Gun and what other rides were there? There's Tomb Raider.
Was the Bat a reference?
I don't think the Bat was a reference necessarily to anything. There would be like whatever. All these, and now...
And they had Hanna-Barbera parts of Hanna-Barbera land.
And now, if Paramount owned Canada's Wonderland, there would be a ride. There would be like, those 3D like theater things? Mm-hmm. It would be a ride through the tunnel shooting Palestinians. That would be the new ride where, and all the carnival games, you had to bonk the Palestinian. That would be what Paramount does now. So they're trying to buy Warner Brothers. So they need Trump to be on their side to get the Warner Brothers deal from Netflix. And so basically what happened is Bari Weiss puts together this interview, this 12-minute segment on prisoners in CCOT, which is the prison in El Salvador that they're sending Venezuelans to. It all makes sense. And so, not that I think we needed this at the end of the day. I think we all pretty well get that doesn't make very much sense. You know what I mean? Like, you could be a pretty hard line, immigration guy and still kind of just be like, I don't know that it really makes sense to send Venezuelans to a jail in El Salvador. Also, I think most people, this always happens, right? Where abortion and stuff will come up in debates. But if you actually look at the pro-life position, it polls at 12%. Nobody actually wants abortion to be gone, but we still talk about it for some reason. And this is becoming one of those things because I don't think anyone, no matter how strongly against immigration you are, was ever well, get them out of my country, but also don't just get them out of my country. Send them to a different third random country and torture them for 10 years. Nobody really signed up for that program. Listen, even the shit that's happening in America is pretty barbaric, watching the raids and the whatever. All that shit could be pretty bad. But the outcome being we ship them to a place they're not from and we torture them. Remember, a lot of these Republicans, Donald Trump himself ran on Iraq and Guantanamo Bay and all of these things being a bad idea. And then now it's not even they were kind of terror. These are just brown folks that we're sending into a thing now. So, the 12 minutes was basically on that. And it's very funny. So what happens is about an hour before it comes out, 60 Minutes pulls it and it
yeah.
says it's not ready for air. If you watch the clip itself, it couldn't be more confirmed how ready for air. The whole video is like, they claimed this. 60 Minutes has confirmed that's true. Everything is about how airtight these claims are and about how much work has been put in to prove that these 12 minutes that you're watching are like absolutely a true 12 minutes of like journalism. And then whatever. So what's fun is, so they pull this. Now, why did they pull it is pretty obvious. I don't think it takes a genius to understand. Again, Paramount is trying to take a hostile takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. They need Trump on their side. Mm-hmm. Trump has said very much he's going to weigh in, because you could argue either side's a monopoly, right? Paramount gets Warner Brothers, that's a monopoly. Yeah. Netflix gets Warner Brothers, that's a monopoly. So basically at this point, we're just going to play which monopoly sucks up to the king the most. And so Paramount was doing a much better job sucking up to the king, but this video is not a video that the king would like very much. So it was very clear that that CBS probably went to Bari and went, yo, what the fuck are you doing with this thing? We're in the middle of a deal. We got to cut this.
Yeah.
They cut it. The only reason it got out was because God bless Canadian fucking entertainment. Mm-hmm. God bless Canadian media. Global TV, the heroes of the day. Now, you might ask yourself, did Global stand up and air this segment despite 60 Minutes wishes? Did they go, you know what, we're going to stand up on our principles and people need to see this?
Yeah.
No, their budget cuts are so bad at Global that nobody was there to stop the video from getting out. They had just pre-programmed everything, sent everybody home, thinking 60 Minutes is going to be fine, Nobody's there, so they air the fucking thing because literally just Global TV is like this is nicer than Global looks at this point. Like, there's just nobody in an office. They're literally just to have ChatGPT running Global at this point. So they air the thing, so it's out there, and CBS is doing their very best to have it taken down as quickly as they can. But again, if you can find a video of a guy having his head cut off and then getting his own dick sucked with his own head, which had just been cut off, you're probably going to be able to find this video eventually. So we can find that. You can watch at the end. I don't want to go through all of it too much. I will just say Bari Weiss. People talk a lot of shit about Joseph Goebbels, but man, it is not easy to be the head of a fascist dictatorship's propaganda wing. It's a trickier job than you would anticipate in the end. Like, you think you're just going about your day and all of a sudden you've just released footage of the Holocaust,
So, wait, am I understanding this incorrectly? Bari did a segment on the prisons in El Salvador, but it was a negative set.
Yes.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, yes. It wasn't a pause. By the way, though, you can it's fucking nuts, but can you go find influencer CCOT? They were just sending TikTok influencers, not even to say it was nice and people were lying. They sent TikTok influencers to be like, isn't this fucking sick how cruel this is? They literally sent them there to be like, they keep the lights on all day. They fucking don't even let them sleep. And they're there
excited about it.
They're in the isolation chambers and shit, just going whatever. It's crazy. It's the craziest fucking content you've ever seen. But there's a market for that, I guess. There is a lane. I might make this podcast torture porn if the numbers don't get better.
What's funny about this, though, is I watch a lot, or I used to. There was a time in my life I watched a lot of prison documentaries, prisons around the world. You get it when the early days of the algorithm. If you get into something, you're just in that lane. Yep. And I'm fairly sure that there is documentaries about prisons in El Salvador right before the U.S. started paying attention to El Salvador. And I doubt it changed that much from those years. So then it's like, what are you trying to hide? There were documentaries about prisons in El Salvador way before this.
Yeah, we're pretty familiar with what prisons in El Salvador are like, is what you're saying. Yeah, well, that's the thing that's silly about the entire thing anyways, is that like, yeah, what, again, like the pro-life position, what percentage of people even agree with this to begin with?
Yeah.
Right? And again, I understand people have lost the script on what's happening with I really had hope on this Trump term that people were going to chill the fuck out a little bit during this one. And unfortunately, it's Stephen Miller's fault. Because Stephen Miller's is like the kick brown people out of America czar.
Right.
And his idea, which makes a lot of sense, it's also very Republican, by the way, is it's a thing that you heard a lot of liberals say, and it is funny how often liberals have a criticism of something and then it ends up biting them in the ass in the end. They were like, well, how expensive is deporting people? You're supposed to be fiscally responsible and whatever and shrink the budget, but you're going to deport all these people. How expensive is that going to be? And what Stephen Miller found out or put together was, if you just scare the chalupas out of them, if you literally like horrify these people to their bones of what's going to happen to them, they'll just go home. Like they're actually, which is funny because it kind of proves the point of why they came here in the first place. Like all the people that self-deported during all this are actually the people who should probably just stay. Because they were all like, well, I'm not just here to make a bunch of money. I'm like, it was a fucking nightmare over there. And then they're like, but now they're making it a nightmare here. So I might as well just go back, right? Like, if the whole thing was, I could be killed by the cartel or I could be whatever, and that's why you came here. Well, if now it's like, well, I could just be sent to El Salvador. I don't even have friends in El Salvador. Like, and then I got to go do that.
Right. So if you're Guatemalan, you're like, let me go back to Guatemala.
I just might go back to Guatemala where I know
Guatemalans? No, America, better than Guatemala.
Yes.
But so Guatemala, better than El Salvador.
Or at least in El Salvador in prison.
Right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we don't know. I don't know the entire hierarchy. And by the way, white people, understand, there's a hierarchy. They all hate each other.
I know this hierarchy. I've known some Latin Americans along the years. My sister used to be married to one.
I thought you were going to say your sister used to be Latin American.
No,
I was like, I don't know how you changed.
She had a lot of Latin American friends, so maybe for a couple of years
she had a little bit of a cholo vibe.
Yeah,
chola. Sorry,
but no. I was told El Salvadorians the very bottom of the Latin American hierarchy. Yeah.
So I'm doing a little cholo thing. I have a thick neck. I'd be a terrible cholo. I have too big a neck to be a cholo.
True. They gotta have thin necks.
You have to have a thin neck.
Yeah. Maybe that's a native thing, like a Mayan thing. Thin necks.
I'm gonna start calling cholos thin necks.
Thin necks. Yeah, it'll be a weird.
Try that. Next time you're about to get stabbed or robbed by a cholo, go, hey, it's a thin neck you got there. That might just be a confusing enough threat to get you out of the situation temporarily.
Yeah. Well, it's the modern version of classy Freddie Blassie's pencil neck geeks.
Yes, pencil neck geeks. I would say cholos are pencil neck geeks. You hear that, Latin kings? Try to find me, Latin kings. You're all in El Salvador now. Why are they going after that? I like that they go after MS-13, but the Latin kings, they're okay.
There's a bunch of them, too. It's not just like the Latin Kings are the more famous ones, but I, again, watch a lot of prison documentaries, prison interviews. There's a guy who left prison, and now he has a great YouTube channel. He's fucking about 300 pounds of muscle and big lisp. It's really funny. And he mostly talks to guys who got out of prison and are trying to do better. But it sounds like there's a lot of, what's the...
Joey Swole.
No. He's that's too white sounding. He's a black guy.
Yeah. You don't know Joey Swole?
No.
Oh, great rage bait content. It's about gym culture. You know what I mean? And not being, listen. And a lot of people think that sometimes Joey's content comes off as misogynistic, but that's only because women are retards at the gym. And if it wasn't that you guys are more retarded, you wouldn't have to make content about you more often. It is simply, you got to look at the correlation, causation of things sometimes. You can't always throw the baby out with the bathwater. And the bathwater is that women are psychopaths at gyms sometimes. So
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, you're safe. But yeah. So, but anyways, where are we at time-wise here? We up? So, we're going to play that clip here for you in the next little bit. But listen, it didn't say anything that we didn't already know. Like, why CBS feels so strongly about hiding this. Like, you'd think at a certain point Trump would just go, you put a good effort. You know what I mean? Like, what's he going to do at this point? Just let the clip fly. You're doing more damage at this point trying to hide. It's the Barbra Streisand effect. I wouldn't have given a fuck about the 60 minutes interview at all.
Yeah.
Except you tried to hide it. And now I want to find and rape and kill Barbra Streisand. You know what I mean?
They'll probably send you to an El Salvadoran prison.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say Bari Weiss would probably strongly get in the way of me harming Barbra Streisand.
She's a national treasure.
If there's one thing the IDF could protect, and by the way, I'm not suggesting that Palestine plan a terror attack on Barbra Streisand, but if you wanted, do you think they know that? Do you think that they know that way more than attacking like the Wailing Wall, attacking the Wailing Streisand would be a way more effective hit?
I think the response to killing Barbra Streisand would be way stronger than the response to October 7th.
I mean, what would they fucking do? If they did what they did on October 7th, what the fuck would they do for killing Barbra Streisand?
Ooh, I'm not going to lie. I'd pick up a gun.
They would literally, there'd be trains. They would do the full Holocaust if Barbra Streisand was one hair on her head.
I'm not siding anywhere
by a Muslim.
I was a really big fan of Meet the Fockers, so don't you fuck with Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
Not really. That movie's terrible.
I didn't really. I had cashed out at that point.
Yeah, that's should have.
But anyways, so point is, yeah, the prisons are bad, guys. And like the point is that they're trying to make, like, we have to make them look scary so that people go home themselves or whatever. And are they inhumane? Yes. We like torture prisons. There's just always going to kind of be a torture prison, whatever. I mean, to be fair, do you want American prison guards having to do that work? Or do you want El Salvadorian prison guards to have to torture people? You know what I mean? And their torture is probably, well, I'm sure it's barbaric, but probably less effective. I would imagine we have like, you know how like a good baseball team has an analytics department that knows like, oh, okay, well, this guy, like he bunts really well or whatever. You know what I mean? I would imagine the analytics department of our torture is way better than the analytics on the torture in El Salvador. You know what I mean? So even though you'd probably look at El Salvadorian torture and go like, God damn, that's fucking horrible looking.
Yeah.
I bet you whatever we do is the Scott Hatterberg of torture. Billy Bean traded Jason Giambi, who was an all-star, because Scott Hatterberg what did he do? Get on base. Anyways, Scott Hatterberg got on base. I imagine we do Scott Hatterberg, Billy Bean type torture where we know exactly like the smartest torture is. Whereas El Salvador, I imagine they just hit you with like clubs, you know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah. We do an effective bunt.
Yes.
You know, when bases are loaded.
Yes. Ironically, they probably hit you with a baseball bat.
Sure.
Yeah. But ultimately, I imagine is a less sophisticated type of torture in El Salvador. Not to be rude to El Salvadorians. I'm sure you're a very intelligent, menacing people. But, I just think that probably our torture is the best torture. So at least they're getting second-rate torture. I suppose that's a plus.
Yeah, that's true. Not the finest.
Like they could be getting worse torture, which would probably look like better torture, but is probably a way sicker torture.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... You ever heard the argument? This might be a weird argument to take for that, but that halal is better for animals? Because I've been told that they take care of the animals better leading up to the murder, and then the murder is more brutal. But the life leading up to it, when a Muslim takes care of their animals, is much better. A little more free range, I guess is what they're suggesting.
Have you ever met a Muslim that's taking care of their, like... But what are we talking? It's just going to be a Muslim factory farm.
Well, I mean, Zabiha halal, I assume, is, but that's a very Canadian reference.
Is that a big halal?
Well, that's it's connected to Maple Lodge, I believe. So if you go to the grocery store and and there's a lot of Muslims in your area, like mine, you'll go to the grocery store and they'll have Maple Lodge hot dog. Yes, that's correct. There'll be Maple Lodge hot dogs.
Okay.
And then next to it will be a green, very similar packaging.
I do know this.
Yes, and that's Zabiha halal.
And weirdly, they're often less expensive, I find.
Yeah, I go for it all the time.
Is that because we know that they're poor? Like, are we just... Because they're not a lesser quality hot dog.
No, it's the same. I assume it's the same. They're just blessed differently.
Well, we got to take this country back and get our chicken dogs to be as cheap as their fucking... whatever the fuck killed differently meat dogs are.
Yep.
And that's what Bari Weiss is trying to do. And the Trump administration and ICE and everybody is trying to get back to reasonably priced chicken dogs. And we wish them well. Thank you very much. Check out Catacombs Cabaret. This is Rob was arguing. Fight in the comments. Goodbye.